Hey friends, welcome back to She's in Her Element. Do we know what today is? That's right, Prep With Me Sunday. I am so excited yet again for another afternoon in the kitchen with you all, getting our menus ready for the entire week to make our life easier. So, without further ado, let's get this ball rolling. Let's get my apron on, get ready for the cooking. So I think we should actually start with the two easiest ones that I have. And the first one doesn't get any easier than this. We are going to do our Chicken Teriyaki stir fry. It's already done. Literally ready to go. Chicken teriyaki stir fry, veggies are in there. All you're gonna want to do is mix up some white rice, serve it over that, you're done. Bam, one down in under a minute. We like that. Let's move on now to, let's do, chicken enchilada frozen casserole. Let's do that one. I have a little helper in the kitchen today I want to introduce you to. This is my granddaughter, Miss Emery. Can you say hello? I can't wait for her to be big enough to be cooking in the kitchen with Nana. Hi. You gonna cook with Nana? My sweet girl? You might see Summit today. Summit might actually come in and help do a dish. She is at ballet right now. And this is chicken nuggets here. Oh my goodness, he's so happy. Yeah. Say bye. Bye-bye. Oh, I love this baby. All right. Chicken enchilada time. First thing I'm going to do is take my baking dish. I'm just going to spray it with a little oil. Set that aside. Now, I have my chicken all cooked up. And as I'll show you, I cooked it in the Instant Pot and I shredded it using my mixer. Easiest way to do it. So, to our bowl of shredded chicken, we are actually going to combine that with our enchilada sauce. Our diced tomatoes, juice and all. We are not separating this in the least. Put it right in. We are going to also be adding to this our black beans. Let's get all those black beans out. We will also be adding our sour cream. And in this, I have a teaspoon of cumin, half a teaspoon of salt, and a little bit of black pepper. We're going to put that all in there. And we're going to give this a nice stir to combine. And make sure to get that chicken all up in there. Incorporate all those sauces and spices. Oh look, the Hot Mess Express came through here too. But this actually smells delicious. My daughter's actually here, hiding in the other room. We have our chicken mixture all done, so now what we're going to do is add our cooked rice, and all I did was cook it according to the package instructions. I'm just going to kind of spread it out a little bit on the bottom. Now we have our rice on the bottom. And now we're going to take our chicken mixture and we're going to add it to the top. This smells so good. I've had this before. My daughter has not. So, just going to spread that out nice and even. And then to that, I am going to add some freshly grated cheddar cheese. Now, when it comes to cheese and measurements, it says 2 cups, but I don't go by that. I go by what feels right. So when I do it, it's probably more like 3 to 4 cups of cheese on top. But hey, that's how we roll. Just gonna cover this nicely with some cellophane wrap. And then to that, we are going to add some more of my absolute favorite Reynolds non-stick. Even though there's nothing to stick to, I still love this product. And because this doesn't have its own lid, I'm actually going to put 2 right on top. What this is chicken enchilada casserole from Frozen. You're gonna cook it $350 for 1.5 hours. Thawed will be $350 for 35 to 40 minutes. So you know me and how I work in my kitchen, and I have to clean as I go. That needs to get washed before we move on to our cheeseburger tater tot casserole. But that's what's coming up next. We interrupt this program to bring you a special announcement. I'm always telling you guys to be extremely careful in the kitchen because kitchen accidents can happen like that. And here I am. It's like blood everywhere, not in any of the food. It's like on my counter, on my knife, and I'm like, what is this from? What is bleeding? And I'm checking myself all over, and it was my thumb. I must have grated it. Just a teeny little cut on it, and had to stop and clean everything up because you cannot have that in my kitchen. I need a nice clean surface. So now that everything's good to go and everything's cleaned up and I've got a Band-Aid on, let's get back to our regularly scheduled program. So I've basically added my meat mixture and my sauteed onions and peppers back to this pan. My meat is down into nice small pieces, which is what I want. And to this, we're going to add some seasonings. So the first thing that we're going to get in this pan is we're going to add the salt, the pepper, and the onion powder. Next up, we're going to add the 1/8 cup of our Worcestershire sauce. And for anybody who's not exactly sure what an 1/8 cup is, it's 2 tablespoons. And then we are also going to get our ketchup in there. How cute are these little spatulas? I love them. And they're perfect size for getting things out of your measuring cups. I really adore them. Super cute. Okay, now let's give this incorporated. Probably could have used a bigger pan. Shocker. I'm just going to take my time and incorporate it without making a huge mess on my stove. This smells so good. I will also include in the description all of the links to all of these recipes. So if you have any questions, or I'm going too fast, or something I didn't necessarily explain well enough, you'll have the full instructions for yourself. So good. Delicioso. Diced pickles. Yes, please. And for us, we're using kosher dill. That's what our family likes. Except for my husband. He likes bread and butter. I am not a fan of bread and butter pickles. I don't like the sweetness. That's just me. So, oh! You know what I just thought of? We are so close to trying our cowboy candy now. Ooh, I'm excited. I'm gonna have to check on my dates because that is coming right up, boy. And I am super excited for that. Almost forgot. All right, so we have our meat and all of our seasonings and our onions and our peppers and our pickles mixed up in here. And now we are going to get going on a cheese sauce. You can't have a cheeseburger without the cheese now, can ya? 2 cups of milk. I literally could not have planned that any better if I had tried. I think I should play the numbers tonight, because that's exactly 2 cups is what I had left. We have our butter in our saucepan, and we're gonna get this going. We're gonna melt this down, and we're basically gonna make like a roux, and that will be part of this casserole as well. So this is the good part, the cheesy part. So I'm just gonna let this melt up, and once it's good and melted, let's see, we're gonna add our flour to it. And when we add the flour to it, it's actually going to be quite lumpy, which is fine because we're gonna add milk to that, and that will smooth it right back out. But the flour is what we need to make it thicker. My butter's now melted, and I am going to whisk in my flour. All right, got all of our flour is incorporated in with our butter, and now I'm going to slowly add my milk. Perfect. Now we're just going to wait to see this start to steam and get nice and hot because the milk was cold, so it brought the temperature down, and we have to bring it back up. So that's what we're going to do. All right, our milk is getting nice and hot and steamy. So now we need to add our shredded cheese to it. All right. That looks like 2 cups to me, or more. You're gonna wanna whisk this in good and continue to whisk it until all the cheese has melted and it's nice and smooth. Yeah, I think we need a little more cheese. Yeah. Okay. Look at that. Perfect. It's nice and smooth. I'm going to shut my heat off, and we're going to assemble this casserole. All right. Give our pan a little spray. And now to this, we're going to add our beef mixture. This really smells delicious. I am so hungry right now. I'm just gonna spread it in there nice. Try to get it into like a slightly even layer. Doesn't have to be perfect. It's a casserole. All right. Now to that, we are gonna pour this delicious cheese mixture right over the top. Hello. go. Now that we have our cheese mixture on there, what we're going to do is we are going to layer our tater tots in a row. And there you have it. All right, now we are going to sprinkle some diced tomatoes on the top. So not impressed with the Roma tomatoes. I cannot wait for my own garden this year, and hopefully I will have a beautiful harvest and some gorgeous vegetables, and I don't have to rely on substandard items from the store, because that's what I call this. I even tasted one of these Roma tomatoes, and quite honestly, it's almost flavorless. So yeah, I'm good. I don't know who's responsible for all this mess, but I don't like it. All right, so now we have our tomatoes nicely across, and we are just going to finish this off with more cheese. Yes. Just want to sprinkle it nice and evenly. And I did not buy the pre-shredded cheese. I was able to find the blocks of cheese, shred it myself. It does melt so much better that way. It doesn't have that coating on it that the processed shredded cheese has. So just gonna finish covering this. I'm just gonna scoop the rest of my cheese on there so we don't waste it. And we're done. Cheeseburger tater tot casserole ready for the freezer. Yes, please and thank you. Thanks, Mom. You're the best. Now, once again, I'm going to take my saran wrap. Get this on there nice and secure. I'm even going to put one more on here because I'm just not sure if that was secure enough for my liking. Yeah. Excellent. Now we will take our Reynolds wrap. And we're going to put one more. All right, this is the Cheeseburger tater tot casserole. And this is going to go at 350 degrees frozen, 1.5 hours, or 350 degrees thawed for 35 minutes. Boom! On to the next. Some people like to do their cleanup at the end. I like to do it as I'm going. I have a full-time maid. I don't think she would appreciate an explosion in the kitchen. Why don't we ask her? What do you think about me leaving the kitchen horrendously filthy? Yeah, I would. I don't want to clean it all up at once. Clean as you go, woman. Well, there you have it. I have to clean as I go or she might quit. The next meal we're going to put together is our Greek sheet pan chicken dinner. This one's going to go quick and easy. I'm actually going to make the marinade. We're going to get the chicken in the marinade, put that in its own bag. We're going to get all the other ingredients together and ready, put those in a large Ziploc bag. So when the time comes to eat this, you just have to thaw everything and assemble it on the sheet pan and follow the directions. So this is another simple, quick meal. Easy peasy. Let's get that marinade going. So it's time to make my big fat Greek sheet pan chicken. Haha, did you see what I did there? Pretty funny, huh? And in my bowl, I got the marinade for the chicken, which is the olive oil, the lemon juice, the garlic, the thyme, the Dijon mustard, the salt, and the pepper. And we're gonna whisk this up. And when I say we're gonna whisk it, I actually mean this is gonna whisk it because my hands hurt. So, now when I use this whisk on a small bowl, I like a splatter shield. That makes it way creamier than my hands would be capable of doing right now. I folded the edge of my bag over to keep the track clean for the seal. I have my yummy marinade that I whisked together and it emulsified it like absolutely beautifully. This is just thick and gorgeous. And I'm gonna pour 2/3 of it into the bag with the chicken. Now we're going to get the air out as best we can. And if you were doing something like this long term, which you absolutely could, you could have this in the freezer for longer than, you know, this week's meals. I would use my food saver. It just works great. It gives you so much more time. It's a much better seal. There's nothing getting through that. What I'm doing now is just moving this away again and just gonna try to squeeze a little bit more of that air out. Now I'm gonna let this stay flat because this is going to go inside of our bigger freezer Ziploc bag with the other components to this meal. So everything's right there for you to grab. Hello? Yes, please. So we used 2/3 of our marinade on our chicken, and we still have a little bit in this container, and we want to save this as well because this is going to be used when we do prepare the meal. So I've just taken a baggie, and a baggie is fine because these are going to be inside of freezer bags, so it's all good. Don't worry about it. Just kind of trying to make it like a bowl so I won't have a mess. And I'm going to scrape the sides. I want to get all of those yummy herbs and spices, the oregano and the garlic and whatever else I put in there. I want all that flavor. Perfect. Bring our seal back up, and I like to go 3/4 of the way over, and then you know me, I like to roll. There we go. And just take the rest of it out. And now I have the rest of my marinade, which is actually going to be used on the veggies that we're going to prepare that go with the chicken on the sheet pan. Another component of this dish is Kalamata olives, but they are not going to be mixed in with the veggies because they obviously do not take that long to cook up or to heat up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dump some of these out, let them drain, and cut these vegetables up. Then, like the extra marinade, I'll put this in the freezer bag with all the other components, and she can take that out separate. She doesn't have to worry about it. When it's time to add the feta cheese, that's when you put the Kalamata olives in. It's like its own prepackaged meal, step by step by step. So I'm going to get these out and let them drain. And then when it's time to cook this, all she has to do is let it thaw, take the chicken out, you're gonna take the vegetables, you can put them in a bowl or directly on the sheet pan, toss them with the remaining marinade, put the chicken right on top, you're gonna bake it as the instructions say, and then right before it's done, you're gonna add your feta cheese and your Kalamata olives to it, and you have an amazing, delicious dinner. One more to go. Wow, that's 4 meals we already have ready in such a little amount of time. We're on the home stretch now, and now it's time for some lasagna. That is always a fabulous freezer meal, such a comfort food. It'll fill your belly so good. And if you were to make it that night to have for dinner, you'd be in the kitchen for hours. But because we're pre-prepping today, it's already done. You just have to heat it up. Let's get this last one going. All right, let's mix up the cheese first. We're gonna add an egg. To that, we are going to add our ricotta cheese. I had this leftover in my fridge from the other day when I made it, so I want to use this up, and I have another one to actually put in here, so that's what we're going to do. Just give this a nice little stir. Best to stir it over. Yeah, I just don't like how the top starts out flat. Well, hey, the whole thing came out flat, so it is what it is. Off my finger. Now to that we are going to add some Parmesan cheese. Parmesan. And even still to that, we're gonna add some mozzarella. And we are a cheese family, so there are no measurements here. It just is what it is. We are also going to add some parsley. And now we're going to mix this all up. The meat sauce is done. I'm going to make it in this sweet little Pyrex that I showed you guys last time. I love, 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 love these. I even went back for more. All right, let's get this assembly line going. We're going to start with a base of our meat sauce. You can use any type of sauce you want. It doesn't have to be beef. It could be venison. It could be bison. It could be bear. It could be meatless. It could be vegetarian. Whatever you want. And I have the Barilla oven ready lasagna pieces, which I love, but you actually don't need to use these because it's a freezer meal. They will actually work without that. And I do like to overlap my noodles. It's just how I do it. Let's get some cheese on top of that. Hard, but you try to spread it out. More in here. All right, let's get the last of our sauce on there for our last layer. Just spread it out. Doesn't have to be perfect. And then we are going to put this on top. Just wanted to use up the last of the noodles, and I didn't realize I didn't have any more sauce. But you know what? It's gonna be fine. I'm gonna put some mozzarella on top. Give it a nice little sprinkling of our Parmesan. And cap it off. Just a little bit of parsley for color. Make it pretty. And there you have it. And there you have it. We have 5 meals completely done and ready in just a few hours. And it felt like nothing spending it with all you guys. Makes all the difference in the kitchen when you have company. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the chicken enchilada. You don't need to have it with anything, but you could have it with a salad if you wanted. This is my big fat Greek chicken sheet pan dish. How easy is that? This one was already done. This is our chicken teriyaki, and instead of serving it over white rice, she's gonna do it over a butter and garlic. Ooh, that sounds good actually. That's gonna be a super good one. We have our cheeseburger tater tot casserole. You could put a salad with that as well. And then the last one, I still have to package it up for the freezer, but our yummy, yummy lasagna. How good does that look? And for that, a nice side salad. 5 meals, 1 Sunday. What more could you ask for? And there you have it. 1 afternoon of prepping, 5 fabulous meals out of it. You don't have to think about anything next week except for which one do I want to take out and cook. That's what I love about Prep With Me Sundays. It takes all the guesswork, all the prep work, all the work out of essentially your whole next week. You can spend more time with your family and doing things that you want to do. Life is so crazy busy. Doesn't that just sound amazing to be able to do? I think so. We all need to slow down a little bit more, but at the same time, we have to feed our families. What better way to do it than in one day? I want to thank you guys so much for hanging with me today. I had such a great time. I'm really enjoying these Prep With Me Sundays. I have some super fun content coming up that I'm really excited to share with you all, including something real special and sweet for Valentine's Day. It's going to be for a romantic dinner in, and we're going to take our cue from the queen of all queens of the kitchen, Julia Child. I'm going to show you how to make an incredibly impressive, so flavorful, unbelievably yummy boeuf bourguignon. I've made it quite often. It's one of my husband's favorites. He absolutely loves it. But we're gonna just do a little bit more with it that night, pairing it with a really special dessert and maybe a little pomme and potatoes. I don't know if I said that right or not. We could do castle potatoes. The choices are endless. I love French cooking and I love Julia Child. So you'll have to tune in if you want to see what I'm going to come up with. But for now, I think I'm going to enjoy my coffee. I'm gonna relax a little bit before it's time to go to Ryder's party. Can you believe my boy is 7? It's crazy. Ugh, I'm feeling old. But once again, thank you so much for joining me today. I really look forward to Prep With Me Sundays. I like hanging with all of you. If there's anything in particular you'd like to see me make, a recipe you want me to try, something that you love that you want to prep with me, please leave a comment below. I read every one of them. I respond to every one of them, and I love trying new things. So if you have a suggestion for me, feel free to leave it. And remember, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell so you won't miss anything. Until next time, you know the drill. Don't hate, appreciate. Let's lift each other up. And I'll see you guys real soon. Happy Sunday.